Joining me ahead of their performance at the Florida Theater on November 6th is drummer for Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, Kurt Sodergren. Kurt, thank you so very much for joining us today, man. I really appreciate your time. For folks who have never been to a Big Bad Voodoo Daddy show, what are they in store for?
Some good music that's for everybody. You know, we play a mix of swing, traditional New Orleans jazz, and blues, and it's just a blast. You know, we have a good time. We've been doing it for over 30 years.
So you guys have had the same original members for like the past 31 years. How have you guys managed to stay together as a band for so long? That's insane.
You know, it has to do with personalities, and we just lucked out. You know, with the core group that we have, and you know, everyone's really into the music, and there's not a lot of ego, and there's a lot of open conversation. It seems to work.
Yeah, I can imagine, like, when you get in the studio, it's like, if it's anything like Dakar, it's a safe space, right? Like, all ideas are welcome. They may not make it into the song, but all ideas are welcome.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't mean that there isn't a lot of good-natured ribbing going on, you know, 24/7. But it's just about letting things, you know, slide off your back.
You guys have had a long career, so what are some of your most memorable performances? Where's your favorite show?
Wow, that's a good one. You know, the Super Bowl, of course, was pretty exciting. Probably one of the most exciting 11 minutes segments of my life. You know, I got to meet some heroes and see some great music and see a game from the 50-yard line. And so, yeah, it was my first concert was Kiss and Cheap Trick in 1976. My dad took me. I think I was 12, and at the show, at the Super Bowl, Kiss actually played right before kickoff. And while we were kind of suited up and ready to go out for halftime, they walked by in their full getup. And I think Paul Stanley goes, "Woo!" And then Peter Criss came up and just started talking to me, and we talked for like 15 minutes. And you know, I never could have expected that to have happened. You know, when I was 12, watching this band, and so it was pretty cool.
Hey, Kurt, let me ask you, what got you into drums in the first place?
But I really didn't start playing till I got into high school, and some of my friends had a punk band, and their drummer quit, and I didn't know how to play the drums, but I knew how to go down to the store and rent some drums for the weekend. So I told them that I could play, and we got together and practiced, and I knew enough, you know, to play Louie Louie and a few other tunes. So I became part of the band, and then I just would rent drums every weekend and practice, and they probably thought I had like 7 drum sets because each time it'd be a different one. But um but yeah, that's really what it was, is just to be part of a community in my high school. And then I really enjoyed it. So when I got out of college, I started taking personal private lessons, and I met Scott, and the rest is history.
Thank you so very much for joining us today. We really appreciate your time. I'm a really big fan, so this was a very cool interview for me. And guys, if you want to go out and see the show, make sure you get your tickets at floridatheater.org.